Heysen.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Education. Can the Minister update the House on the endometriosis education program that's being run in schools?
Minister for Education.
Thank you, sir. I'm really pleased to get this important question from the member for Heysen and to have the opportunity to talk about the condition of endometriosis and the opportunity that we are providing the foundation, the Pelvic Pain Foundation of Australia, to work with our schools and particularly to work with young women and girls, giving them information that is going to be hopefully transformative in many of their lives. Endometriosis, as many members, but not necessarily all members, would be aware, is a chronic menstrual health disorder that affects around 700,000 Australian women and girls. It often causes debilitating pain and organ damage. It can lead to mental health issues. It can lead to social and economic stress. It can lead to infertility. I think many people in the House and throughout South Australia who know women who suffer from endometriosis, one of the common things that we hear is a wish that if only they had understood their condition earlier, if only they had received an earlier diagnosis, some treatment earlier in their lives, then untold pain and potential loss and potential grief from many lost pregnancies and other difficulties they've experienced in life might have been abated. But unfortunately, there are many people in our community who suffer from this condition without knowing it or only having been diagnosed quite late, further on in life. To that end, to ensure that the opportunities for more young women and girls to learn about their bodies and understand what is happening, the state and federal governments have provided funding to the Pelvic Pain Foundation of Australia to run their Periods Pain Endometriosis program, or PEPP talks, P-E-P-P talks, in high schools across South Australia. So far, since the program has started, the educators have spoken with 800 students across 10 weeks.
Is warned.
So far, since the program...
Member for Waite is warned for a second and final time. Member for Raynell is also warned for a second and final time.
Sir, thank you. So far, since the program has begun, 800 students in 10 weeks have been spoken to by the trainers, and in 100% of the schools that they've been at, the schools have invited the group back, have asked them to come back and speak to them again in the future. It's available to run in all of the schooling sectors. It's being delivered to 80 schools as part of this program in Adelaide and the regional centres of Port Lincoln, Mount Gambier, Port Augusta and Port Pirie. And there was indeed a pilot in 2017 in 10 schools. This is a substantial expansion with support from the Education Department, $70,000 that I signed off on not that long ago, support from the Health Department and support from the federal government as well. The program is supported by medical specialists to make sure students receive accurate and relevant information, and the qualified educators have the support they need. Qualified teachers actually deliver the program, which is linked to the South Australian high school curriculum, educating teens in years 9 and 10 regarding normal menstrual symptoms, how to recognise when symptoms are abnormal, which symptoms are suggestive of endometriosis, where to obtain assistance should their menstrual symptoms be distressing. I'm very pleased to advise that in Queensland, this week, educators are in Queensland from our South Australian program to do a pilot up in some schools there, as they're interested in the program as well. It's attracting attention from around South Australia and Australia. I was pleased to speak with David Nucky from Say So a couple of weeks ago, who was absolutely thrilled to hear about this program and the impact it will have and support it will give families across our schools. Through this early diagnosis and intervention, we are working to help women and girls to live lives of their full potential, and I thank all involved with the program for the work that they're doing.